welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days.
It's a joke, you idiot. Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day in Astoria, Queens. I got a Zin in, and I'm ready to rock with my number two, my man with the plan, my co-host with the most, Mr. Ray Zawodni.
Yeah. It's your old pal, Ray Zawodni. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Dylan. And as always, we can't start the show without thanking everybody that makes the show possible. The people that are listening and watching, please, if you are checking us out, especially on YouTube, that's where we're really trying to grow the numbers. Give us some engagement. How do you give us some engagement?
How do you do it?
You watch, you like, you subscribe, and leave some comments, man. The comments really help us out with that engagement. And if you're going to leave us a comment, I do always ask, if you've listened to the episode before, I do give a mild threat. If you think that you want to leave a negative comment, I wouldn't do it because I am not a man to be fucking trifled with. So if I go out there and I happen to see a negative comment on our YouTube channel, Dylan, you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to find that person. I'm going to find out who their parents are. Hopefully they're still living, because if they are, I'm going to find their father. I'm going to get their father drunk. I'm going to make him think that I'm his friend. I'm going to get him hammered drunk. And then I am going to start kissing him while he is blacked out. And I'm going to have my friend Dylan sneaking around, taking pictures of us.
Oh, my God.
And then we're going to show your mom. Show your mom that your dad has been a secret gay man all these years and will ruin your family. So maybe think twice before you make a comment about me wearing a backwards hat, or that I've gained a little weight over the fucking episodes. Anywho.
Also, before we jump in, I mean, we talked about it this episode, a little peek behind the curtain. We record the intros after now. If you don't want to leave us a comment, you know who you can leave a comment for? Jessica Chastain.
The one and only Jessica Chastain.
Go to her Instagram. Hey, go to her IG and go, hey, Troublemakers sent us here. Because we're big fans of Jessica, and, we love her. We love her in Lawless.
Keep the hope alive, Jess.
We love her in Molly's Game. And we're huge fans. So,
But Dylan, without further ado, somebody else they should be following. Our guest for today, the hilarious returning guest, Elle Orlando.
Let's get into it.
Well, I just assumed that you had heterosexual grandparent relationship.
Yeah, my grandma was very against the gays. No, I meant I have two grandmas.
Yeah, but they're not married to each other.
No,
okay.
They've never fucked that I know of.
I thought you were gonna say a man's name and a woman's name. So when you said two women, I was like,
Dolores and Darlene.
Yeah, I was like,
no, it was Ron and Dolores, and
they live in Boston.
I got so homosexual. Is that homosexual?
Like,
homophobic?
Dude, what were your grandmother's queers?
Dude,
yeah.
Ladies as grandmas.
Hey, wait. Where's the man in this?
Hey, get a load of this guy. His grandma's a homo. Huh?
Yeah.
The grandma's just like, we just want everybody to have the lifestyle that they want.
That's fucking disgusting, Grandma.
Now I will say they both had semi-lesbian haircuts.
Really?
Yeah, they had the
well, that's kind of
short. That's what was in.
I would almost say that the lesbian community has stolen Valor, the old lady haircut. I think the old ladies did it first.
Yeah,
they were doing that blue hair, short crop, for a while.
For sure.
For a long while.
I tell you what I don't like is that a lot of lesbians have the same hairstyle as I do, and they do it way better. It's like way more prim and I'm like, man, how the fuck are they doing this?
Funny.
So trim.
You're so close to being a lesbian. You just need if you could get a hefty dose of estrogen.
You kidding me? I already have it.
Couldn't you see Ray voicing the gorilla in Tarzan, Disney's Tarzan?
If I shave,
it was a Rosie O'Donnell rip.
If I shave down the beard and I go clean shaven, you would think I was Hannah Gatsby. You would be like, "Holy shit, I loved Nanette," and then you would talk about it behind my back. You'd be like, "It actually wasn't that
It was
good.
terrible, dude. It was so bad."
But yeah, no, I have.
Dude, you do have a Rosie vibe.
I love Rosie O'Donnell.
I feel like you could tell people that you're related to her, and people would believe it.
Are you saying that like it's an insult?
No, it's a
I think
huge
she
compliment.
is a
No.
multi-talented personality, comedian, and actress.
I love her work on The View.
100%.
I mean, I'm a huge fan.
No, I think she's hilarious, but I think you guys just have similar features to where I would believe it.
There's a lot worse people I could resemble.
This is the meanest thing ever.
What, Rosie O'Donnell? She's not okay. Rosie O'Donnell today. She's not by any means huge, but it's more of like what she looks like. She has blue eyes. She's
I'm just
hair.
gonna push
You
rate.
guys have
I'm just
such
gonna
similar features.
I'm just gonna push rate past fucking Elle calling out my obesity. And
I think
rate to,
Elle's like, you guys have similar hips, similar jowls.
we're not even 3 minutes in, and she's like, "You fat fuck, you look like Rosie O'Donnell."
No, you need to pull up a picture of Rosie in 2024 because you guys are sadly mistaken.
Well, Rosie
Ozempic Rosie.
when she was in the Flintstones, I thought she was all right. She looked all right.
I thought maybe
a league
saw
of
her
their
in
own.
a podcast recently.
Jesus Christ, Elle, come on, man.
They got the same haircut.
What the fuck?
Wait, that looks like what's his name?
old,
The
though.
guy that from this angle, it looks like that guy that in Along Came Polly. He's like that great
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Seymour Hoffman.
I don't even think that's her.
Yo,
Is that Philip Seymour Hoffman actually?
that is Rosie O'Donnell. I mean, you guys have identical haircuts. I'm gonna put it up. When I cut this in post.
You know we
That
don't have
photo.
identical haircuts.
I mean, dude, we're gonna let the fans decide. I'm gonna put that up.
You gotta
Rosie O'Donnell is
sound
still
off
a
in the
fan.
comments.
Let's go to her Instagram. I bet.
Let's go live on Instagram right now.
She has 500,000 followers. Wait, she's gay?
Wait,
I thought.
yeah, she is.
I didn't know.
Well, she's a big activist.
She's the gayest person I know.
I hate when you go on like
You
a
don't
celebrity's
know Rosie
Instagram
O'Donnell.
and it's just classic. There's no pictures. It's like going on Leo's page and he's just like, save the dolphins. And you're like, all right, dude, I follow you here to see your fun celebrity lifestyle.
I think Leo knows he could never open his world to the public because he would get shut down immediately.
He would also
That guy,
he would probably be
dude,
canceled too.
all the secrets. I know one of his secrets. It's not one of his secrets.
Do you?
But I know a girl that hooked up with him.
Really?
Yeah, and he has a sex dome in his backyard.
You can't do it in the house.
No, you
what
can't.
He's doing.
No, not. I think maybe he keeps the house for like domesticated like models, but like for like
but your friend was just a sex dome girl.
yeah, but outdoor cat. She's an outdoor cat. So
Man.
When did this happen?
like 2 years ago or so.
Oh my God. So he's got a sex dome.
So he's got a sex dome. It's like completely soundproof, and it's like red. It's like a red, like all over. It has like padding and everything, and then he'll only have sex with you from the back, and he'll have headphones on, blasting his music. I think it's like hardcore EDM.
Oh my God.
And then he had sex with her like that.
Was she under 25 at this time?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Oh wow. So
this is a hot take right now.
I think she was 27.
See, I think Leo takes the old ones out back and fucks them. He won't.
You got to be under 25 to get in the
so.
house.
She's too old to be in his house.
Is this
Yeah.
a climate controlled dome?
I don't know. What do you mean? Like it's
Like is it AC or does it feel like this in here where I'm like sweating already? We're 5 minutes in.
she never mentioned any of those details, so I'm sure there's AC in
Interesting.
Leo DiCaprio's
Did she
dome.
say any? I'm so fascinated by this. Did she say anything? Like, did they have a conversation? Like, how did they meet? How did this happen?
You know, I don't
Why don't
really
we just get her on the pod?
seriously. Well, we're not actually just for the story. It said like friends, but we're more like coworkers, and
Okay.
and so I don't really know the
That is
details beyond.
crazy.
She said she had sex with him.
Only I've heard the headphones thing before.
I've heard that, too.
That's been a little
The
rumor
headphones
out for
thing?
a
I
while.
have heard
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's nuts.
It's so weird because it's like I feel like once you get so famous, life is just like virtual reality, and you could just do whatever you want. You truly do not care about
Oh my
like
God.
anyone else's experience, and you're like, I want to listen to music with headphones while I have sex with someone, and I want them to not look at me in the eye, and that's what I get.
That's his
crazy.
weird thing that he probably always wanted to do that now it's just the reg for him.
Yeah, he seems like he seems like a big loser trapped in a hot guy's body.
He kind of does seem like a big loser. And I hate to say that because I'm a huge fan.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
a
for
huge
sure.
fan, of his movies and his acting, but he kind of does come off as a real big
like nerd.
Well, you got to think. You know what the problem is? He's been famous. I mean, Titanic was what? He was 23?
Titanic, dude, he was in Growing Pains. He was a child actor.
Sure,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
He's
true.
never not been a part of Hollywood.
That's true. And he's never, like, a guy like that has never been bullied. He's never been, like,
No.
dudes have never ripped on him. Like, even his, like, friends probably ripped
he
on him.
might have
100%.
gotten raped or fingered by a producer. though.
Jesus.
God damn it.
Christ.
Possible.
Maybe. I don't know.
Your mind got
Sorry.
I mean, it
Hey,
is
did
possible.
you watch the Nickelodeon
That-
documentary?
That's
Far less successful young boys were getting fucking
But I-
diddled than Leo.
well. What I was thinking about that was because like how Macaulay Culkin has always said, like Michael Jackson never did anything. I
Yeah.
feel like if you're famous enough, that's how you escape
You
the
gotta
sexual
get
abuse.
the fame. Yeah.
But like if you're just under it, that's who gets abused.
They're like, we can
Oh,
make
wow.
you famous.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
do it for you.
Yeah.
Or like right before, like if you're super famous, maybe though, that's a good point. I feel like I feel like Leo would be a prime target.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. He does. I mean, he's friends with Toby Maguire. They're like good buddies.
What happened to Tobey Maguire?
Well, he's a notorious, like, apparently
Raper?
No,
No.
like a psycho.
Wait, what do
like
you
a
mean?
lunatic. Did you ever
Really?
see Molly's Game?
The movie?
Yeah.
No,
It's
what
a
is that?
character he's playing?
No, that was Michael Cera. I hate you, dude. So Molly's Game was it was this lady who ran poker games in LA and then in New York, and she got arrested, and like they made a movie about her. And who's the lady who plays her? Jessica Chastain,
Okay.
who is babe. You know?
Okay.
And if you're listening, Jessica,
Yeah. Shout out Jessica.
shout out Jessica Chastain.
We can add her socials.
Oh yeah, I'll add her. I'll add her.
We have been doing a Jessica Chastain plug at the end of every show.
Yeah,
which we
and
always
Jessica,
do.
if you're listening, anytime you want to be a guest, happy to come on.
Her PR team is like, you're getting 2% of your following from.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Troublemakers podcast?
You can catch Jessica Chastain. Lawless is on HBO
I
Max.
love Lawless, dude.
Check out that movie.
Hey, you know what, fellas, and the two ladies who listen to the pod, this is what you do. Instead of this week going to our YouTube and leaving a comment, go to Jessica Chastain's Instagram and be
Yes.
like, check out the Troublemakers pod.
Yes.
They are huge fans.
Troublemakers sent me.
Troublemakers sent me. Just fucking
just say
write
that.
that, tag her, dude. Yeah, we're gonna get her on.
We'll get her. Okay. Okay. So, okay.
But so this movie, Molly's Game, is about this woman who ran these poker rooms, and it was like so many celebrities. Like we're talking when you look, she didn't name anybody in the lawsuits, but speculation was like Leo, Tobey Maguire, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon.
Wow.
Like all these dudes would come and play poker, and then they would make money in tips, and they would tip fucking $5,000, and then she moved to New York and did it for these billionaires, mafia guys, which was what got her in trouble because she started taking a rake. You can't take money out of the pot, right?
Oh,
Never mind.
I wasn't part
like
of the
you
game.
can't, like she started stealing?
No. So casinos do it. It's
Yeah.
legal, but you can have a friendly game, like underground games, as long as you don't take a rake. And a rake is taking money out of the pot for the house, which you're not allowed to do unless you're licensed. I don't really know, but that's what got her in trouble.
Got it.
Anyway, there is this player, they call him Player X in the movie, and nobody knows who it was. She never named him, but everybody has talked now since the movie came out and her book and everything, and everyone was like, yeah, that's Tobey Maguire.
Oh wow.
And he is the way Michael Cera plays this guy in the movie is such a piece of shit. Like,
Wow.
he says, like, they say things like he doesn't like to win. He likes to ruin people's lives. Like, he's like, I'm not here to win money. That's not fun for me. I'm here to like ruin Gary's life.
And he's modeled after the guy from Pleasantville.
Exactly, dude. But I've heard he's
Jesus.
like a massive, like,
Psycho.
kind of psychopath piece of shit.
You think he's a
Dude.
good looking guy?
Toby?
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you think of him?
Sure.
Sure.
Why not?
Do you think
I
he's a
mean,
good looking guy?
I'm thinking of him in
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Let
Yeah.
me see a picture of him today, but that's pretty crazy. I mean, I figure once you get so much power, it's like you either do something good with it or pretend to do something good with it, or you want to destroy people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes, I'm here to destroy lives. And then he was the reason she moved to New York because he like kicked her out
Oh
of the
my
game.
God. Okay. If you think about Tobey Maguire, like just like if he wasn't famous, he would be like a finance dude who wouldn't even scrape the surface of Hinge, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair. How tall is he? I bet he's like 5'7".
let's see. Ooh, 5'8", bro. Wow, real Napoleon over here. I want to ruin people's lives.
Yep.
You're 5'8", and he's slim too.
He's a little
He's
guy. Little
he
twinkie
honestly
guy.
looks like the actor who played Hobbit.
Elijah Wood.
He looks like Elijah
Another
Wood,
childhood celeb.
but he seems like a good guy. Oh, he's the same height as the new Spider-Man,
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Oh, they're all tiny
interesting.
little guys.
Oh my God!
Garfield's tall. He's probably 6'1".
And Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like just 6 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a regular.
What a pussy!
That's what they say, though. They say... Dude, did you ever watch Entourage?
Yeah.
So, you know how, like, Adrian Grenier, he looks so tall in those episodes. You know,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, he's like this tall, slim celebrity. He's like 5'10".
Well, he's so
Everyone
short.
else is so short.
Oh my God!
So they
all
make
those-
him look tall.
All those guys are so like, because for shooting purposes. Too.
Yeah, it's better if
Yeah.
you're short for actors, I guess. That's what they say, but it's like, do you think...
Jacob Elordi's like 6'5".
Well, it's
a
hard to film
big boy.
like Vince Vaughn in a scene with a lady.
Yeah.
You know? It's like
Yeah.
he's a fucking foot taller than her.
That movie with Jennifer Aniston, she's like
Yeah.
hugging his ass.
Yeah.
It's like,
or that guy from Jason Statham, or is that him? From
Segel.
Jason
Jason
Segel.
Segel, yeah.
He's like
He's
7.
tall, too.
He's fucking huge.
yeah. That's what, hey, the movies, baby.
Did I forgot? I saw Forgetting Sarah Marshall on a plane recently, and I forgot they show Full Frontal.
That's a tough airplane movie to watch.
Yeah.
Full frontal.
I didn't even when I think about it, I thought like just like, oh, it's funny, it's silly. There's a lot of sex in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
Did they do, you know what I noticed on planes now? That they have, if you pick a movie like that on JetBlue at least, they'll be like, look around you. Are there any children? This is not an appropriate movie. And I'm always like, fuck that. Let's watch
Yeah,
it.
yeah. They're screaming in the background.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
You're just next to a little boy watching Jason Segel hang dong.
Yeah. This is what a ginormous penis looks like.
This is what your dad's penis looks like. Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, he does the whole. We got the towel out. He's naked a bunch in that movie.
He's
I
naked
feel
in the
like.
beginning, full frontal, and at the very end. Full
Yeah.
frontal.
Yeah, he had an interview that like I guess he was broken up with while he was naked one time, and then that's how he
that's
put
so
that into
funny.
the
That's hilarious.
movie. I don't
It's a
think
brutal.
have you guys have any good like breakup stories?
I unfortunately ended most of my relationships like the same way that I've gotten out of every job I've ever quit, where I just like kind of like stopped showing up.
Oh, dude.
It's not. I'm not proud
Like
of
you
it.
just like disappear.
I've ghosted relationships. I'm not
like
proud of it.
full relationships. Like you guys hung out for months.
I mean, like a 2-month relationship.
Can you tell the one that you told me about a couple like weeks ago?
The birthday thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
I'm not super proud of this, and if that person is listening, I highly doubt that she is.
Ray's just breaking hearts over
it
here.
was bad.
My apologies. But hey, I've grown a lot since then, 3 years ago. And I was dating her for like 2 months, and then I just kind of wasn't feeling it. And I was doing that thing where like it's a common move where you like pull away, so you're like hoping that they're like fuck you. And I'm
an adult. I would never do that.
The last time I texted her happy birthday on her birthday, and she said thanks, and then I never heard from her again. And I feel bad about it. And I remember I talked to like 5 different people and kind of asked like, hey, it's been like a couple days since then. Should I send like a follow-up, like a longer thing? Like, hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't handle this right and be mature. 4 people were like, yes, you definitely should do that. That's the right thing to do. And then I talked to my dad, who I've never asked for advice in my life, and he goes, nah, dude, you're in the clear, man. He's like, you don't even got to deal with her, and if you ever want her back, you could always say, blame it on her and be like, I had a bunch of stuff planned for your birthday, but you just said thanks, and I thought you were mad at me.
Dude, 1980s advice.
I
okay.
Know. He was like,
can you tell the best part of that story though?
That my dad said when he was like, back in the day, if you wanted to ghost somebody, you just had to walk out the back of the bar. But now you got to block them on a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell the best part of that story, though, that you're keeping hidden right now?
I don't know what it is.
It is that somehow this girl was friends with someone else.
Yeah. Fuck.
Dude.
Wait, the I'm not allowed to go to the Super Bowl party? That part?
So Ray tells me, and you can take over if I tell it wrong, but Ray tells me this whole story and the way he finds out about it. So after, I forget who it was, but some dude that you're friends with was like his girlfriend was friends with this girl or somehow.
No, what it was.
So tell it.
That I ended up hanging out with like a friend of hers after that, like started dating like a friend of hers. and
did you know it was a friend of hers?
I did.
Knowledge is a fickle thing,
and this is seriously, this is making me sound like I'm a player. I really am not. I look like Rosie O'Donnell, for Christ's sake. You heard the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, now you want to look like Rosie O'Donnell.
Look at him really fucking backtracking.
I look just like Rosie O'Donnell. No, but I started talking to another girl that was friends with her, and they were all like kind of like intertwined with my roommate at the time, Brandon Trusso, his gym, and his one buddy was like, hey, man, like at the gym was like, hey, dude, you can come to my Super Bowl party, but you can't bring your fucking roommate, dude. He's too much drama.
And he found out that this chick thought that Ray was like telling her friends that Ray was like hopefully planning all these things for her birthday party. Yeah. And then Ray just texted her happy birthday. And that's why she said thanks. Because she thought that Ray was planning like a surprise party.
It wasn't just happy birthday.
While you were dating this other girl?
There were emojis. No, there was no overlap.
There were emojis.
There was no overlap. There was some like, flirting.
Yeah.
But no overlap. I waited.
It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Have you ever had a bad breakup or broken up with someone?
Yeah, what the fuck? Let's fucking
yeah.
Put the hot seat under somebody else's ass.
I like that Elle came in with questions. I like that.
Yeah, I interview you, you don't interview me.
I kind of love that.
That's a real, like, you would read that in like a guy like Donald Trump's book on how to do business. Yeah. It's like, you go to a job interview, you take it over.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess one time I stopped talking to this guy and it just wasn't good, and I realized that I wasn't attracted to him at all. And so he kept on trying to hook up, and I was like, oh, I have my period. And he's like, oh, okay. It's been a long time.
You should get checked out.
Yeah. I didn't know ladies had those for 4 months in a row.
Yeah.
90 days. Jeez.
Yeah. And then, and then I and then I just was like, yeah, I can't do this. So then I blocked his number, and then I didn't want to deal with it. And then a couple months go by, and he texts me this whole thing that says, hey, it's my birthday.
Oh.
And since it's my birthday, I feel like I want to just like ask you if you ghosted me because I really liked you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't ghost you.
I just blocked you on everything.
I didn't ghost you. And he was like, it's my birthday.
Oh.
Like, don't lie to me on my birthday. And I was like, how old are you, dude? It's like, come on, forget about your birthday. I don't know. It was just like a really, and then I blocked him on there. And
I thought he probably
he hit you up on LinkedIn. He was like, can we talk about this?
yeah.
I thought he just would have assumed that you died because you had your period for 3 months. He was like, something's wrong. Shoot.
Something's very wrong there. Yeah, you know, I from there I've been pretty straightforward. It's just easier. Like it really, and you don't have this like creepy feeling in the back of your mind that they're just gonna show up or like, especially when you're like a comedian and you post where you are.
I know.
You know, it relieves stress from you.
It really is, and I will say this is that I haven't got out of a lot of relationships in honorable ways, but the last one that ended, I was very mature. Like the last one or two, I was like really mature. I had the conversations, and then that's why I think I'm in like a healthy relationship now. I think it worked out.
There you go.
I
think that's what I had to do to find something.
I have a good buddy who's a comic who like kind of ghosted this girl and then posted that he was doing a show in Astoria. And I was hanging out at the show, and like right before the show starts, he comes out and he's like,
"This is me, dude. What the fuck, man?"
I know it's you.
Wait, he's the comic?
Yeah.
That wasn't my fault either.
And Ray goes, dude, that girl that I ghosted is sitting front row in the comedy show.
She was cool. She enjoyed the show.
She liked it?
She came just for him.
Did she try to talk to you afterwards?
Well,
we left immediately after
my
his set.
set, I went up early.
He went first.
Did you ever talk to her at all?
No, I didn't. But she did do something extremely funny, and that wasn't anything like we didn't date. Like that was like I just like met her at a bar, and then
Which is weird.
I never really seen her again. Didn't even hook up with her. Like I got too drunk and like fell asleep. But I posted something on Instagram that was like, hey, what should I be for Halloween on my story? And she commented, how about a ghost? You're pretty good at that. That's pretty funny.
That is funny, but that you won't get a response.
Yeah.
You'll just be like, oh, yeah, that's funny. It's just
But
like
I didn't respond to that either.
You should have. You'd have been like, that's your opening to be like, fair. I was a jerk. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like ending now in my older years. I think I used to do that, fizzle until it would like, be whatever. And then, but now, I just, I'll send a text. I make phone calls. I'm a big phone call guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? I'll text and I'll be like, can I give you a call? And I'll just call and I'll be like, hey, I've really enjoyed.
I think
it's just not working.
I think if it's going on for so long, like I think a call is like more. It probably.
I think that's very fair.
Yeah. Very fair. Very nice.
I don't want to like
You know what it is for me? I don't like having difficult conversations.
You know what?
Well, then you have to have them.
I know.
Also, a text, dude. I feel like now I'm like very trigger happy. Like I'll end it like the second I get a weird feeling.
Interesting.
And I'll just be like, hey, there's just not chemistry for me. And I send all these texts where I'm like, ending. And I'm like, oh, it's so fun because you could just, you're like.
It's very easy.
It's so efficient.
You can just clear the roster and you're like, hey, now I'm free.
That's what
nice.
you should do. That should be a side business of yours where you show people how to break up with people.
It's so easy.
Did you ever see Up in the Air?
You should do an app.
Yeah.
You should do an app called
Did you ever see Up in the Air?
Yeah.
Where George Clooney is that business where they fire people. They're like a outsourced company. They just bring you in, hand you their phone, and they're like, hey, can you?
That's pretty good. You should, I don't know why that doesn't exist. It should.
It's a really good idea.
A company that just calls and breaks up with people.
Yeah.
I would do that.
I would.
Or they like give you the text. I mean, it's very easy.
they
you just
draft
say
it
like, there's not
$50.
chemistry.
I'll have the conversation. $25 for a text.
Yeah.
$50 for a phone call. $100 if you want me to do it in person.
Wait, so you're having a stranger?
Like
yeah.
an
So if a
auditor?
stranger's like, I put it out on Instagram, I start like promoting, and they're just like, Dylan,
you know
we
what?
need you to fucking break up. I need you to break up with my boyfriend.
Or you
for
could
me.
do it like Cameo and have
like Leonardo
DiCaprio, yes.
break up.
Oh my God.
That's
yes.
so smart.
he does it like live from the sex dome. He's like, hey, it's over, and then he just goes back to
that's probably how he breaks up with people. Honestly, he just says, "Hey, it's over," or he has like his assistant do it.
Wouldn't that be nice? Who's like your favorite celebrity?
I don't have a favorite celebrity, but I have celebrities that I think are very hot.
Okay. Name one. Any celebrity you like.
Okay, well, just because I posted about him today. His name's Jack O'Connell. He's actually not even that famous, but he's so fucking
No
hot
idea
to me.
who that is.
He's like, no one would, honestly.
Okay. What was he in?
He was in Angelina Jolie's Unbreakable, that movie that she directed. It was about like where he holds the bin. He's also in this like
okay.
like very small movie on Netflix called My Lady Chatterley's Lover. Oh,
Jesus
it was
Christ.
literally
Okay.
It was
You're such a fucking hipster.
it was literally porn
Oh,
for
God.
like softcore porn. It was
My favorite celebrities are like people you would never heard of.
no, or like Tom Hardy. He's so
There
Okay.
we go.
Here we go. So, Elle, you're in a relationship.
Like, Jesus
Damn it! Who the fuck is
Jesus
Jack
Christ.
O'Connell?
That was
he's
horrible.
so hot.
Okay.
That sounds like a
so-
bar in the village. Jack O'Connell.
Yeah, Jack O'Connell is a beer and a shot special.
Here, let's tag his socials.
Yeah, tag Jack O'Connell.
Oh, I thought you were
Troublemakers
talking about
sent me.
Tom Hardy because you can also find him in Lawless playing on HBO Max.
Oh,
So the reason I ask, just picture this: you're in a relationship with someone, a situationship, whatever it is. They want to break up with you, but you don't feel it coming.
Yeah.
Then one day you get a video from Jack O'Connell, and he was like, and you open it, and you're like,
Hey, I'm
"Fucking
Jack
O'Connell," and he's like, "Hey, Elle, I'm Jack O'Connell. I heard you're a big fan.
That's your fucking Jack O'Connell impression? Come on, dude.
Yeah, it's me. Hello, Elle. It's me, Jack O'Connell,
you
and
go.
I know you're a big fan of me, and
is this British?
he's not British.
But you know who's not a fan of you? Doug from Hinge.
And
So it
Doug
is
wanted me
over.
to say, unfortunately, that he wants to end his situationship with you, and we wish you the best.
Dude,
and
you know what? You could do that, and that would be fucking hilarious.
Right?
Like, you could buy a cameo from.
yes, exactly. I could.
You can already
give
do
me
it,
$50.
yeah.
Wait,
and
I
then
wonder if I could buy a cameo from Jack O'Connell where he professes his love to me. That would be.
I bet he wouldn't do it because then you could use that in the court case eventually as defense for
wow.
stalking him. And you're like, look, he did this on Cameo.
That's that lawyer brain.
Yeah.
Damn. Are you a lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I don't think I knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I hide it. Well,
Just to defend myself one more time is because I feel like in my life I follow the golden rule. What is the golden rule? Treat others the way
Others
you
the
would like
way
to be
you wanna
treated.
be.
I would prefer to be ghosted.
yeah, see, no.
No, you
I
wouldn't.
Just vanish. I have been. Just vanish.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, but
Just
then you're
go.
like confused because you're like, oh, they're probably. It's like your pet going missing.
I
It's
assume
like,
they
oh, they're
died.
gonna come back
Yeah.
I just assume
immediately.
They're dead.
No, you want
Also,
them.
I want to know because if someone ghosts me, I think like the worst case scenario. I'm like, oh, they hate me. I did something like that made them like angry.
yeah, it's
or,
kind of like
oh, God.
psychological torture.
Yeah, I'd rather just have what is the most likely case, like, hey, I met someone else, or hey, like I've really enjoyed
Ain't much
hanging out with
going
you,
on up here.
but I just don't feel it, and I'm like, great, oh, that's fair,
Yeah.
fine.
No, just I'll just move on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of times people. I saw this reel recently where this guy was like, if a guy tells you that he just like wants to have fun and he's not looking for anything, but he knows that you are looking for something more than that, and then he still like hooks up with you, then at the end he's like, hey, but I told you I didn't really want anything.
That's a fuck ass move.
That's a fuck ass move.
Is it?
That's
I
a fam.
know,
That's a
but-
fam for sure. Fuck
No,
ass.
But if you think
that's
about
an FAM,
it,
dude.
if you're partaking in this type of, like, I guess, relationship where you know they really like you.
Yeah.
And you both know the ending, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's like on both of your faults.
Yeah, I think it's on both faults. I think if especially if you're honest and you lay it out in the beginning, you go, hey, I just want a casual thing.
Yeah.
And I want to, and they're like, cool. I would like something more, but I'm okay being casual. That's on both people.
You know where that's going. I can't tell you how many times, like, I've talked to like friends that are girls
dick off in here.
that have.
Christ.
That's nice, dude. That's
Sorry.
nice. Just right in the middle.
Not a good lawyer, because then it looks like your defendant's guilty.
It's like 100 degrees in this room. Okay.
Okay.
I don't remember what I was talking about because you just interrupted with "fuck." I'm sweating my fucking balls off.
All right, relax.
Have you partaked in this type of situation?
No, see, I wouldn't do that.
I don't think that's bad at all.
I think it kind of is. It's not necessarily bad, but then once you get to this space of like, will they really like you? And you're like, well, now I have to ghost her. It's like, well,
But I wouldn't ghost. I would
I guess
would
it's
end
both
it.
of yours.
I would do the end. I would be like,
It's
hey.
it's both of your fault. It's
Both of your faults.
It's the dude's fault for being the wolf, and it's the girl's fault for letting the wolf into the fucking
wolf?
compound.
With a wolf?
Yeah.
Is it wolf?
What's a wolf?
A wolf.
A wolf?
Yeah, whatever, dude.
You're saying wolf.
Jesus Christ,
Wolf.
dude. A wolf.
But that's,
I'm sorry for
that's
making
a good
fun of my
point.
fucking Pennsylvania accent. What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
What do you want me to do?
I can't help where I was born.
Fucking terrible. Do you have icks?
Do you have icks?
Yeah, that's the big thing I've been seeing now. There's a guy that I follow called the Ick List on Instagram, and he
You follow that on Instagram?
it's hilarious. He keeps a running tally of like,
I don't like men no more.
and he'll just interview women, and then he'll pull like all the clips of people getting interviewed, and he'll be like, my ick is this, and it's like always like when a guy stands on a step stool. It's like dumb shit. And then he'll go and he'll scroll down the list and he'll go, don't stand on step stools. And it's like a 300 numbered list. It's very funny.
I don't have that many icks. I think I definitely have had. I thought of one recently, which is when men sit in like the bar stool and their feet are dangling. To see a man's feet dangling is like unreal. You know?
Dude, my mom said that about this guy.
That's hilarious, actually.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
There was this guy that my mom went on a date with, and it was one of like the rare guys. Me and my siblings were like, he seems like a really nice guy. He got some money. Mom, like, what's the deal? And she was like, honestly, he was sitting down and his legs weren't touching the stool and mine were, and it just really fucked with. This was before ick was a word, but
Yeah.
she basically said that.
It bothered me.
And then I remember my sister being like, "Yeah, I feel that," you know.
Yeah, well, it's also the it's like the what's it called, the high seating where nobody's feet. Because
Yeah.
I was watching as a bystander of this date, and like both their feet were dangling because you would have to be like 10 feet tall for your feet to touch. So there's no choice but to dangle. But like I was like, if I could give you what I'm seeing right now, this
It's
girl
horrible.
would have to call
Oh,
it
that's
quits.
so funny. That's a big pet peeve of mine is when bars don't have like a rail,
Yeah.
or they don't have like
Oh, it was so
a rail
embarrassing.
on the stool
Yeah,
that you can put
yeah.
your feet on.
And
It's
you're
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
That's such a funny ick.
Damn, so that bar is setting people up for failure.
Absolutely.
That is a
Yeah.
real funny ick.
It's funny, but I don't know. I don't really do too many icks. It's usually like a personality thing where I've gone on a ton of dates where men will like talk over me. Like they'll ask me a question and then like I'll answer, and then they'll like start talking over me and like kind of do their own thing
Yeah.
with the conversation. And I don't like try to take it back. I'm just
Okay.
like notice it, and then I probably won't go on another date.
Fuck. I bet people have said that about me
Yeah.
on dates.
I
being a
bet.
talker
I do
over.
that too, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's like it's one thing to like catch the end of it and be like, "Oh no, yeah," and blah blah blah, but
Yeah.
like to like stop someone from talking to then keep talking, it's kind of like Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you're
No, that's
socially
fair.
retarded.
That's fair.
So like you're okay if they're like, sorry to interrupt. Like if they catch it, that's
If they
okay.
catch it, then it's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just
Interesting. That's good. No, I one time a girl didn't go on a second date with me because she said I made fun of the WNBA, and that.
You're proud of that. Actually.
I mean,
yes,
dude,
you are.
it was crazy.
made fun of the WNBA. How you were just like women.
We had a great. It was a
Suck.
really fun first date. No, she was like, at some point we started talking about sports or something, and she was like, "Oh well, I'm kind of a big sports fan. I love the WNBA," and I was like, "Nice." Like I think I kind of like not
was
laughed,
like,
but
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, cool, that's cool." And she's like, "Well, are you a fan?" And I go, not really, but like, that's whatever you like. That's great. That's
for
fine.
you.
And she was like, "Oh, you just like kind of said it in a way of like, of course, like you're a guy, you would hate the WNBA." I go, "No, not at all. I watch like probably when football season's happening, I watch like, 9 games a week.
Yeah.
I watch baseball. I watch basketball. I watch college basketball. There's just like too many things. I watch golf. There are too many things. I already watch and I'm invested in like 5 different sports where I just don't have time for and I think I might have said like, the WNBA is great, but it's like, why would I watch like
Say it.
high school basketball when I could watch the pros? Like I know they're pro, but like it's just a talent
Why
disparity.
would I watch Baby Time when I could watch Big Time?
Exactly. I was like, why would I watch?
What else did you say, Harrison Butker?
Come on, dude. No, to be fair, I've been paying attention to the WNBA now.
Yeah, because of Caitlin Clark.
I mean, there's a lot of babes that are joining the league as rookies.
Oh my God.
Cameron Brink, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. I mean, I'm a big fan. You guys probably don't even know who these players are.
No, you just realized that was something that got in your way from having sex with that chick. So you're like, now if this ever comes up again, I got some talking points.
I don't think that necessarily was that big of a deal, but she seems like she was just a little bit sensitive about WNBA.
Yeah, we had a great first date, and I remember after kissed, and then like 2 days later or like the weekend passed, I was like, "Hey, how was your weekend?" She was like, "It was great." So, and we were talking like the whole time, and I was like, "Are you around this week? You want to grab another drink?" And she was like, "I've thought about it, and I really enjoyed our time, but I just can't get past the way you talked about the WNBA." And I was like, was it really that bad? I just said I'm not a fan.
That's her ick, dude.
And she was like, "Yeah, I know it would bother me and it would stew." And I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay, fair.
Yeah, big fan.
Fair, huge fan.
I remember a girl.
That's kind of a red flag for her, to be honest.
I think so.
Oh, she's the one that's the red flag?
Thank you.
I think because she's kind of too into it, and you're a super fan of the WNBA. Does she watch the regular NBA?
I don't think so. She was just like, I go to the Liberty games, and I was like, oh, cool. It's just that would be like me going on a date with someone and then being like, "Oh, I fucking hate football. It's just a bunch of meatheads running around and hitting each other, and it's not even." And I would be like, I mean, I love it, but like, cool. If you don't, that's fine. We don't have to watch it together.
You should text her right now and say, "I got 2 tickets to the Liberty game this weekend. Would you want to go with me?"
Dude, I don't even remember her name.
Yeah.
You know where that was a date? You know where that was a date from too?
Where?
That
weird
matchmaking site that I told you about. I was on this 3-day rule for a while.
Okay,
I've
what's
talked
that?
about them before, but it was this matchmaking site that kind of like I found it through TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I signed up, and they were like, "Yeah, you could be part of our pool, and like we like match people." It's
Okay.
and I was like, "Great," and I was like, they have this free option where you could just be part of the pool, or like a paid option where like we work with you, we like coach you how to date, and like we do like a profile makeover, all this cool stuff. I was like, "Oh, nice. How much does that cost?" And they were like $4,000 a month.
A month?
And I was like, "Yeah, I'll stick with the free one. That's good." And the lady goes, "Off the record, you're a guy in New York City. You should never sign up for this. We have so many women that sign up for this and not enough guys." And I was like, "Perfect." And she was like, "That gets you guaranteed. If you sign up, you get 2 dates a month."
Dude,
And I was like,
I swear to God, like being there, the ratio here is so off. That's the problem.
Is it?
If we took over the ratio, there's way more women in New York than there is
is there
men.
though?
Oh, is that true?
Yes, 100%. Look it up. It is. And on top of that, way more attractive women than there are attractive men.
There are
Well,
way more
100%.
attractive women, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's
I agree.
honeys.
I don't want to fuck any of the men.
Say
It's-
honeys?
There's honeys for days.
Shorties.
You guys.
There's
There's
honeys
shotties.
and shouties.
There's shotties for days. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was just showing Ray before you got here. Have you heard of Mug Shotties?
No.
It's an Instagram account that posts hot criminals.
Oh, really?
Mug
With
shot.
hot women who have been arrested, and the captions are always like mugshot, arrested for DUI, drug possession, and then all the comments are like, free her, she's innocent. It's so good.
Damn. I should send them my mugshot.
You have one, right?
I have one somewhere. It has to be on the internet, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
You talked about this.
Yeah, I got arrested for, I guess, skipping court, technically. And
Maybe you didn't talk about this last time.
well, I got a drinking ticket and then I got sick. And so I called the court and was like, hey, I have the flu. I can't come in. And they're like, okay, just send us a doctor's note and then we'll reschedule.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, send them a doctor's note. And they're like, okay, don't bother us. Like, don't call us. We're going to call
Crazy.
you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. So then they never call. And then they schedule a court date. I don't know about it. I missed the court date. And then, a month or so goes by. I'm at some pregame. I'm fucking hammered. Like, we're just.
Hell yeah.
We're just like downing vodka. Like I think I blew like a point or like a 3 point something. It was like,
Oh my God.
I was like fully hammered for the night. And that was the beginning. And then we get in this car and we have a sober driver, but this cop was on the side of the road. They like pulled someone over but they were halfway in the road. So then our driver like tried to go around the cop, but at the same time, the cop was trying to come out. So it kind of looked like he was like trying to run into the cop.
my
And
God.
it was just very sloppy driving.
Yeah.
And so immediately the cop pulls him over and then is like, are you drinking? No. And then she takes everyone's IDs.
That's so weird. Passengers?
Yeah, even passengers.
crazy.
And she runs my ID, sees there's a warrant out for my arrest because I missed court, breathalyzes me. I'm disgustingly drunk, puts me in handcuffs, and then, I'm like handcuffed in the back of her seat. And then she's like, do you have a cell phone? I was like, no, never had one. And then she's outside doing something. And then I get my cell phone out and I like start calling my mom and I put her on speakerphone and my mom's answers and I'm like, mom, help me. I've been arrested. And then this female cop opens the door. She's like, you said you didn't have a cell phone. I was like, I lied. And she tackles me. and then she brings me back to a cell and we couldn't go to the drunk tank because it was full. And this is in Indiana. I was I was in Bloomington at the time. And so I had to share like a jail cell with like this one girl set her boyfriend's house on fire and literally had a no regrets tattoo across her.
I love
yeah,
that.
100%.
I love that.
But it was spelled right.
No rag rats.
No regrets across her chest. And then another woman who was like 40 years old and she was dressed as Annie.
Shit. That's so, as Annie?
As Annie from like the orphan Annie.
Annie the musical?
Yeah, it wasn't Halloween.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
It was so random.
I think now that you mention it, I remember the cell phone. I think you did tell that last.
I remember the cell phone part, but I did not remember the actual reason.
Oh,
that you got.
that's so
No.
funny.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Where was was it out of Indiana that you had the warrant or was it out of another state?
it was in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I had to do I had to take so many drinking classes, do so many hours of community service. It was so crazy.
What were your
nuts.
drinking classes?
my drinking classes, it was just like what happens, how you can become an alcoholic, what alcohol is. It was so bad. It was like 9 hours.
I had to take 2 separate like programs of drinking classes. The one, it was just me and like 4 other kids that got underage drinkings. We sat in a room and watched episodes of Intervention. And I was like, dude, I was drinking beers at a tailgate. These guys are on fucking heroin selling their mom's
That's
microwave.
so funny.
But the other one, and I think I told this before I was even on the pod.
Mr. Booth?
Mr. Booth was this guy that we had to go. He was like a drug and alcohol counselor. We had to go there when we got our underage in high school. And it was me and like 5 of like my closest buddies. And we were like, we smoked weed before we went to this fucking thing. So it was like extra hilarious. And Mr. Booth was cool as hell, but he was so intense. And I remember, I'll never forget it. And he rolls in the one day. He's like, you got to drink 1 drink. You drink the 2nd drink. You refuse the 3rd. That's how you do it. Because you don't want to be out there getting all pissy drunk. Y'all know what pissy drunk is? And we're like, yeah, man, I think we can guess what pissy. It's when you're so drunk, you piss your pants. We're like, yeah, man, I think we nailed it. It's like, so don't be getting pissy drunk. And like, dude, said pissy drunk 30 fucking times throughout this whole process. That was his
Pissy
like,
drunk.
Pissy drunk.
Right, wow.
Oh, my
Incredible.
God.
And you know what? 34, still getting pissy drunk.
You still pee the bed?
No, but I did here and there. I haven't peed the bed since I've lived with my girlfriend, but I have.
Good.
You live with your girlfriend?
I
Okay.
do, but I did the other couple of weeks ago.
You hear the
unfortunately.
surprise behind Elle's voice where she goes, "You live with your girlfriend?"
I know.
Shock.
I'm
I
sorry.
think I have to leave soon. Sorry.
Do you? That's fine. We're
No,
already
that's
at
okay.
we're at 48 minutes, so we got.
Okay.
Well,
you
I-
have a spot, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be late for it. No matter. Oh, 7:40. Thank God.
What did you think it was? 7?
7:10. I thought it was. So I could leave in like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
okay, that's
here
perfect
we go.
timing.
Right?
We
Yeah.
only have 10 minutes left anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
So-
Okay.
We timed this
So
right.
you,
You
so
know?
if you had 5 minutes, you weren't going to get to it. We're going to cut you right off.
we're gonna end.
Sometimes
Just
we'll
like
do it
edit
mid-story.
everything I say out.
No, we're keeping it all in.
Really petty. What do you think your biggest like negative traits are, like in terms of dating? Like, are you petty? Are you manipulative? Are you a little crazy? Are you jealous?
You know what?
Protective?
This is I think
Stubborn?
No, I think if I don't like someone, I think that's my biggest negative trait is it takes me a lot to like someone. And when I don't like someone, I can kind of get like lazy and not care that much. And I think that a lot of times makes people like me more, which isn't a good thing.
Wait, is this in so when you're dating someone and you don't like them anymore?
Or just like I've never, like I like them, but I'm not like,
Obsessed,
I'm like,
but you're not
you know,
ending it
so
either?
into them. Yeah. And I
And
just
you're-
like let it ride. And I'm like, hey, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah. And I
But
can
you
get a
know
little,
you
like,
don't see.
No, like no future, like that kind of thing. And I just like let it ride. And
Not much worse than ghosting.
that's fine, dude. As long as it's like spoken about, you know,
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
okay.
Well, they're just sitting there the whole time, and they have no idea how disinterested you are. That's kind of cruel. That's kind
That's
of cruel.
interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens where I'm just not disinterested, just like not like don't see a future, but like, we're
Why
still
not?
dating.
Live in the moment.
Yeah, and
Say
sometimes I
lovey.
can get like, maybe lazy and like, yeah, not super high effort.
Yeah.
But if I like someone,
The
I'm like,
effort is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What's your worst trait? Do you know what it is?
I think probably I can get. I don't know. It's case by case.
Case by case.
Ooh.
I think the last thing I can just get a bit. I take things a little bit too seriously. Like instead of just being like, which I have changed my ways, but like if you say that you're gonna be here at 3 p.m., let's say, and you're not there,
Yeah.
that's gonna piss me off.
Like even like 305.
Well, no, 305, or like you're like, oh, I have to change, or it's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
And then over time, if you say you're gonna do something and don't, even though it's the beginning stages where it's like you don't really know this person,
Yeah.
you shouldn't really like get so offended.
You get upset.
But that said, though, you kind of know early that this person, they may not be somebody that respects another person's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
fuck
good.
that.
I get a little. I'm like, you have no respect.
You got no respect. Leave the cannolis.
Yeah.
What's yours, Ray?
I think that I don't take I take like the silliness too far. Like I take jokes too far. Like even like early in a relationship, like on a first date, I'll like try to crack a joke that might be over the line, or like
I do that too, though, but I don't think that's bad.
I do that
Is
too.
Bad?
or
It's good to
I
do.
get over conflict. Like when I'm over a conflict, I'm just like, all right, let's just move on. But like, I don't like make sure the other person's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other person's
fair.
ready.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
don't
mean?
know.
I'm like, wait, what's wrong? I'm good now. And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm mad though. And I'm like,
The more I
Ah,
think about it, you know what, Elle, can you ask me that question again? Can you just ask me again? Like, I've been thinking more
What's
about
your
it.
biggest, I guess, negative trait in terms of dating?
I don't think I have any. 0.
Why are you gay?
That was great.
I'm very water off the back with dating. Like, you know, I just don't get upset about things.
I think if you guys were gay, you would be the perfect match for each other.
Me and Ray?
Yeah.
not a chance.
Not a chance. You guys both have like a very easygoing like attitude.
Thanks.
I feel like it could complement each other. Except,
I would be the top for sure.
yeah, and then
Yeah, 'cause I'm heavier than you.
but Ray might ghost you. But you're
He probably
like
would.
you're a little bit more mature.
Yeah,
like,
I would take it. I would go,
emotionally.
hey, Ray ghosted me because he's got his own things going on. He's got his
like
own
having
issues.
sex with women.
He's got his own issues. This is a hypothetical, Ray. You can't even pretend
nah, bro.
that I would be a great partner.
Oh, who's bad at jokes now?
Yeah.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
you, Ray. You're bad at jokes.
Do you have a bad at jokes button? Bad at jokes.
He is a sick puppy.
He's a sick puppy.
Got a couple.
No, I had a. I remember I went to a. I might have said this before, but who gives a shit? I went on a first date at Peculiar Pub. It
What's
was
that?
like kind of a one and done date. It's a bar right on Bleecker Street.
Really good. Good wings.
Good
Oh.
bar, and it's like it's kind of a college bar, but it has writing all over the tables. Like people like autographed it and done stuff. And I sit at the table, and I'm sitting across from my date, and on the table is like a drawn vagina, but it's like it's really an intricate like drawing. Like somebody put like a lot of time into it. And I remember we're sitting there, and like a couple minutes go by, and I'm like, huh, whew. I was like, wasn't expecting to see pussy on the first date, huh? And she was like, what? And I was like, no, there's one drawn right here. And then she like laughed. She was like, oh, that's really funny. And I could have left it at that, but then I start like working the bit, and I'm like, man, I was like, I'd love to see the guy that drew this, huh? He's sitting there, his friends are all trying to have a good time. I'm like, he's sitting there like, I gotta make sure I get the labia right. And then she like, it like totally like,
Yeah, lights
Like,
out.
I gotta
Yeah.
go. I
Yeah.
gotta leave.
You're like, all right.
Have you ever been stood up?
Stood up. No, never.
That might be my. Wow.
I
That
don't
might
think
be
so.
my ick. That happened. It's happened. Never happened to me. Actually,
that
it
might
happened.
be your ick. That's somebody just not, you don't.
Yeah, that
doesn't
pisses
even-
me off.
Doesn't
though.
even give you an
that
option.
respect for time. That pissed me off.
Yeah,
a little bit.
that sucks.
It happened like once in New York, once in Boston. But yeah, I remember once in Boston, I was literally like, it was like a second date. And like we had a really fun first date. And I was like on my way to this bar to meet this person. And I like got there and she was like, hey, sorry it's so last minute, but I'm not going to be able to make it tonight. And I was kind of like, we were texting all day. And,
Weird.
And then she was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I was like, I mean, that's okay. Is everything okay? I'm like, I just got to the, I was kind of like, I was a little like mad and I was like, oh, I just got to the bar. Like, is everything okay? She blocked me. And I was like, that is so rude. It's so rude. Like we were talking. It's not like we went out and then didn't have any conversation. We were like talking that day.
I feel her though.
wild.
It's tough to have a difficult conversation. Easier.
Jesus
it's easier
Christ.
just
Do
to-
not take her
It
side
is,
over
dude.
me.
I'm not
Ray.
taking her side, but I just understand the logic. She was like, "Fuck." And usually my assumption always in those situations when like if like two people have like a really good first date or first and second date and they have like good chemistry and then one of them gets really weird, it's because somebody from their past is around. Somebody's still
that's
lurking
fair.
Yeah,
and
for
they're
sure.
back into something else.
I'm great on a first date too. I always say first date is me at my best. It's just going
Really?
to go downhill from there.
I
You
feel
know?
like I'm the opposite. Like I'm really bad on a first date, and
Really?
then I get better. Yeah, because I'm always trying to figure out like what I feel like men can get really weird about like the comedy thing, and then I'm always trying to make sure that they feel like important and powerful and like
we
all that stuff. And I'm like, it's really hard to like figure out how to like compliment men so that they don't like get really like afraid or something.
Oh my God. Yeah,
It's
I never
really-
think about that at all.
And it's very hard because I'm like, I don't know. And then it's like, oh, I'm not going to do jokes because it's the second. I feel like if I don't do jokes, guys are like, oh, I thought you were a fucking comedian. And then,
You just got to be yourself.
but also I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know how to be myself with a person I don't know. That's why I don't really like the apps because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't really like hanging out with people I don't like.
That's fair.
Well, you
That is
had
fair.
the best. You had one of the best like pieces of advice or plays for the apps.
Oh, yeah.
is get the person off the app as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That's a
So
big
like,
thing for me.
because I think some of the problem with those is people were like, you're talking for like multiple days until you finally meet.
you can't do that.
And then
No.
it's like, then they got this whole like dossier on you and they know too much
Dude.
shit. It's like, what are we supposed to
For
talk
sure.
about?
Yeah.
Dude, this guy recently, he was like, oh, let's, I don't want to stay on this app. Let's just like get a drink. And I was like, okay, cool. He's texting me. He's like, oh, when can you meet up? And I'm like, oh, then here now, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I can't, I'm busy. I can't, I'm busy. And I'm like, what the you got my number just to tell me you're
Yeah, that's
busy?
so
like,
weird.
It was so weird.
Did you
And-
give alternatives? Like,
he's like, okay, so next week for sure. And then next week came around and he's like, I'm busy again. And I'm like, dude, this is a circus.
That's mad
This is
annoying.
a joke.
He's
That's
trying to
crazy.
finalize a divorce and it's just keeps getting held up.
I literally was like, hey, I'm good. And I called it. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm good on this. I'm not trying to like have a pen pal. I'm
yeah,
set.
it's
And then
too flaky.
And then he was like, would love to get a drink whenever you want, immediately. So then
Right now.
So then I go and I get a drink with him and I'm like, ooh, he is still not great.
Not good.
He just, I don't know how to say, he just talked gay and I just couldn't do it. He talked like this. And
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
he just had a gay voice. And I'm like, I can't get past a gay voice.
Yeah.
I never can.
Oh my God, that's
it's
funny.
hard
I love that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
But was he effeminate?
he was
he
very
was a man.
He's very slender. He was skinnier than I thought he was going to be, which is not good. Again, I do not like skinny guys. And then on top of that, he had like
guys are
he was
gross.
like, okay, so where are you from? And I
What
was,
do you like to do?
And he was sitting with his legs so tightly crossed. I was like,
Probably
let
didn't have
that
a
guy
penis.
breathe down there. Jesus.
Probably had no penis. That's,
Fucking balls are trembling. How tightly fucking
Good
squeezed
God.
together they are.
I couldn't. I need a beefy man. I need a beefcake.
Hey, I love that's gonna be the name of the episode. Beefcake.
Yeah.
I need beefy men.
Beefcake. Hey, we're at an hour. I know you got to get out of here, so we can wrap it up. Thank you for coming back. That was great. That flew by.
Yeah, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thanks
so
for coming
fun.
You
out.
guys are so fun.
I was sweating so much, but Elle, this will be out either next week or the
I make
week
'em
after.
nervous.
I know. I get nervous around girls. If you can just look in there, tell the people where they can find you, wherever you're going to be. I think this is going to be out either next week or the week after. I forget how many we
Okay,
have
cool.
in the tank.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Austin, Texas, in June 22.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh. You guys aren't from Pittsburgh, but I'm from
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh June 14th and 15th.
Where at?
Oh.
Doing a Don't Tell. Me and Stuart Fullerton are
Oh,
co-headlining
fuck
a Don't
yeah.
Tell.
Nice.
Pittsburgh friends, go see Elle Orlando. We got Pittsburgh listeners.
Oh
Check her
yeah?
out. Yeah.
Come out. It's gonna be fun. Me and Stuart. And then I think that's it. But yeah, follow me on Instagram at _Elle Orlando.
Underscore.
Make
It's
sure to put the underscore.
Horrific.
Thank you so much, Elle. And you can find me on all social media at Ray Zawodni. But don't give me a follow. Again, give that follow to Jessica Chastain. And you can see her in Molly's Game, Lawless, and I don't really know anything else that she was in, but I think we should all get more acclimated with her and her work. You catch
Great
me
lady.
here every single Wednesday with my pal Dylan Krasinski. Dylan, where can they find you?
Oh, you can follow me at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. God bless you. And at Troublemakers on all those sites. We post clips 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 times a week when I'm feeling motivated. And we'll be back next Wednesday, baby. Good night.
I gotta do laundry.